Right, good evening. And first I want to see if anyone is there in the chat room. If you can hear us, give us a quick message there to let us know that there is audio coming through. And then we will kick off our session for tonight. Don, good evening. Good evening. Right, so we've got people in the house. The party is on. And Jim says he can hear us. Good. Michael, good evening, everyone. And I saw we had people very early here from Singapore, Turkey, Love Spark in the US, New York, and then Belo Horizonte in Brazil, and Elliott City there in the US, Turin, Italy, Brooklyn, Idlewild, US, and then we have quite a number of people from Germany as well. Disen am Ammersee, Dresden, Epstein, Mexico, Canada, and guess what? We even have Dimi from Romania there in the participant group. I saw him there. Right, so everyone, Suleiman, if you don't have audio, try and raise the audio there on your computer or just do a refresh. Yes, guys, this happens during the webinars. Nothing is ever perfect. So if you have a problem with your audio, just hit refresh. I know we've got a lot of feedback from people that they don't have any problems with Firefox, right? But I've been using Chrome. Chrome has been working for me. So if you're on Safari and you have any problems, try one of those. And of course, Internet Explorer, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a few issues going on over there. Right, Vanessa, yeah, try that again and maybe also try to mix it. Right, Rami, also try again. While I'm speaking to people who cannot hear me. So Dimi, probably just type there for them to say they have to try and refresh or switch over to another browser for that. Right, so people, tonight our webinar is how to engage clients better with custom WordPress admin pages, and I'll introduce you to our guest of honor for tonight very soon. So before we get there, you may have seen on the Facebook community that there is something going around called the last 1,000 Brizy Pro lifetime licenses available and currently sitting at 899. Now, if you go to the website, you will see this. So go to brizy.io. And when we talk about Pro lifetime licenses, we're talking about the WordPress plugin that we are talking about here for the Pro lifetime licenses, 899 of them left. When they are done, that doesn't necessarily mean there won't be any more lifetime licenses, but the price that it's currently going for, which is $299 US, that will not repeat again. So this is very important to understand. The current price at which WordPress, the Brizy Pro for WordPress lifetime license is going, this is what is being counted down here. And once we reach zero, don't come and cry again on Facebook for my big discount, and please bring back the old price, because this is not going to be repeated. It's as value is added to the product, of course, the product will also then increase, and that's the benefit of being an early adopter. So for tonight, what is our goals here? We're going to show you how to set up WP Admin Pages Pro. And just before we do that, I'll have a short chat with our guest of honor, exactly what is WP Admin Pages Pro. And then in the video that is pre-recorded, we will show you how to create and set a custom WP Admin page. And then, of course, talk about the ideas how you can use this for your clients, and the ideas that you can do with this, all within Brizy and WP Admin Pages. So it's going to be around 60 minutes. Like I said, the showcase is pre-recorded. What I'm saying now isn't pre-recorded, but the video in the how-to will be pre-recorded. And during that time, we'll be active in the chat room, and we will be trying to help you there. Right, and then any questions that we have during the chat, we will try and answer that for you. Those that are important, we will repeat them with a Q&A at the end. And then, as usual, we try to give you a little bit of surprise at the end. And any support questions, remember that support.brizy.io. And tonight, we are focusing on WP Admin Pages. So we won't be really answering questions regards to Brizy, but we will be looking primarily at this amazing plugin. And before I forget, there's a lot of questions. And if you had been looking for Brizy in the WordPress repository, you would not have seen it, right? We are aware of that. And it's something that we are working with the guys over at WordPress. There is a weekly update going around. The review happens on a weekly basis, and we are fully aware of that. We are engaging with them, and we believe that very soon it will be again available there. But not to despair. If you need it, just go and download it at brizy.io. That's where you will be getting it. Right, so that's our game plan then for tonight. That is me, and I'm our content developer here at Brizy. You will see us, or see me rather, on YouTube and webinars. Well, I'm married, and at the home, yes, you've mentioned or you have seen the 6 cats. Sometimes they are in the videos as well. And there are 2 dogs. And of course, they are all rescue. And like I said, my wife isn't a rescued. It's only the cats and the dogs. My career actually started long ago in law, went into teaching, compliance. So I've had quite a colorful career. And the last decade or so of my life had included then also website development. And I'm originally from a beautiful town in South Africa called Stellenbosch. And if you've ever been to South Africa or bought a bottle of red wine from South Africa, turn that bottle around. On the back, you will see the label says made in Stellenbosch. So that's a little bit about me. Just for your information, I'm actually not in South Africa tonight. I'm sitting in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia out of a hotel. And yes, so it's quite a action that we've got going on here. Right, so over to our guest of honor tonight, Irene, and he is founder of WP Admin Pages. But I think I'm not going to say more about this. Let me then introduce Irene. Irene, please, let's know some more about you.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me. Really excited to be here today. So my name is Irene Duque. I'm originally from Brazil, but I now live in Madrid, Spain. I'm the founder of WP Admin Pages Pro. We have a couple of other plugins as well. The most famous one is WP Ultimo. Like the card says there, I like to play bass. I'm trying to learn Spanish now that I'm living here in Madrid. The languages are pretty similar. We speak Portuguese back in Brazil, and they are almost the same, but not quite. So I'm trying to get used to speaking Spanish. And I'm fueled by coffee. So I already had a cup or two before joining.
Right. All right, so let's quickly have our faces there on the screen for you guys to see that we are real live here. Irene, we were talking before we went live just a little bit about WP Admin Pages. How long have you guys been around, and what inspired you to begin with this plugin?
Yeah, sure. So this particular plugin was released at the beginning of last year. We're basically trying to solve a problem that a lot of our WP Ultimo customers were actually having. It's really hard to add content to the WordPress dashboard. And although you can create new pages using code, like custom PHP development, there isn't really a easy way to create admin pages or to have content that is useful and actually pretty added to the dashboard. And the thing is, we work with WordPress basically every day, and we are familiar with WordPress and we know how things work. But if you show the WordPress dashboard with all of those dashboard widgets to someone that is not really tech savvy or is not familiar with WordPress at all, chances are that they'll get really confused. And if you're an agency or a freelancer, that can mean that you'll get a bunch of calls with questions about the simplest stuff, like how to create a post or things like that. So the problem that we're trying to solve here is to allow you as a freelancer or an agency owner to annotate the WP admin with custom content. That way you can guide your clients to the actual parts of the WordPress admin that are relevant. You can lock some things that you don't want them to access. And you can replace the content that is not really relevant to them with custom content. And the real power of WP Admin Pages Pro is that you can do that using your favorite page builder. And we'll show you today how to use Brizy to add content to the WordPress admin dashboard.
Right. And for you guys, if you want to go and just have a look at what we are covering tonight, you can go to the website wpadminpagespro.com. If you just want to have some background as to what we are tackling here, wpadminpagespro.com. And we'll send you that link again later. So that's just for reference. So tell us a little bit about the team. You mentioned how many guys are on your team. How long have you guys been working? And where are you guys situated? I mean, you are currently in Spain, originally from Brazil. It's quite a global world of traveling, right?
Yeah. So we are a remote team. We have 3 full-time developers. 2 of them back in Brazil. I'm here in Spain. And we have a support agent in the Philippines. And we this is the team responsible for the development of WP Admin Pages Pro and all of our other products.
Right, great. So let's get back to what we are doing for tonight, and that will be how to engage your clients better with custom WordPress admin pages. So if you have absolutely no idea what WP admin pages are about, then we're going to show you in this video. And like I said, this video is pre-recorded. That's to make sure that we can interact with you in the chat room if you have questions. And also, like always, this video will be available on YouTube. So if you need to go to bed, if you need to go to the hospital later, if you need to feed the children, then tomorrow you can still catch this, or at least by no later than Saturday, you will be able to catch this video on YouTube. Right. So let's start off with our demo for tonight.
Okay, so here we have a test site with some great content here created using Brizy. And although it's super nice to have this here, most of our work is going to be happening on the dashboard. So if we go to plugins here, you can see that we have Brizy and Brizy Pro installed here. Our next step should be installing and activating WP Admin Pages Pro. Let's do that now. Install, activate plugin. And we're done. I created a test license key here that is going to expire in a couple of hours. Let's use that to activate our copy. And done. Here we are. This is the interface. And yeah, so let's go over a little bit what is the problem that WP Admin Pages Pro is trying to solve. So if you are a freelancer or you have an agency, it's pretty common to have clients that are not really tech savvy, and that are not familiar at all with WordPress and the admin interface. So the goal of WP Admin Pages Pro is to allow you to easily create admin pages with content that can help those customers get things done, basically. So common use cases are people create a contact us page on the admin, so your customer can send you an email directly from the WordPress dashboard. People create custom dashboard pages, a custom dashboard with links to get started, how to create a post. Because if we go here and you look at this bunch of widgets here, they don't really do a lot for people that are not familiar with WordPress at all. So replacing all of this with something that it's in fact useful for those customers might be a good idea. So before we do anything crazy with Admin Pages Pro, let's just create a simple admin page so you can see. Sorry, so you can see what's how easy and simple it is to get started. So let's suppose you want to create a page that will contain a bunch of tutorials for your customers. And here we're not going to do anything crazy at all. Let's just use the default WordPress editor here. Tutorials. Click on the videos below to open them in full screen mode. We're not really going to place any videos here, but you get the idea. We're going to create this as a top level menu, so it's going to appear right alongside these menu items here. This option allows us to pick the menu label here. Let's also use tutorials for that, and I want that to be the very first menu item, so let's put a 1 there, as this field here determines the position of the menu on the menu list here. And let's choose a icon that actually symbolizes the idea of tutorials. Maybe this one here. Yeah, so, and you can actually choose the slug of the page that is going to be used here on the URL as well. Yeah, this is the most basic setup you can have for a custom admin page. Of course, we offer a bunch of different power features. So, for example, you can choose which roles should have access to this particular page. So maybe your customer has a user with the role editor, and you want the page to show up to them, but not for you, that has a user with the role administrator. You can actually select the users manually, the users that you want to see this page. We're not going to do that right now. You can add a separator right before the menu item and right after. So, for example, if you take a closer look here, you'll see that there is an extra space here between the comments menu and the appearance menu. This option allows you to add something like that. And of course, you can add your own custom CSS with hinting and everything that you might need, including loading external files. And you can do the same thing for JavaScript as well. So there's a lot of power features that you can use, but that we are not going to use right now with this simple page here. So let's hit save. And here we go. So if you see here, we have now a new first menu item here, tutorials, with the content that we created here. Yeah, but WP Admin Pages Pro, it's not limited to top level menus. There's a bunch of different modes that you can use. So let's create a submenu to the tutorials top level menu that we just created. So maybe we want to create a get started page. Let's use HTML this time. We want this to be a submenu to the tutorials page we just created. Okay. think everything looks good. And if you take a look here at this message here, WP admin Pages Pro is actually powerful enough to allow you to use PHP when using the HTML mode here. But that's not available by default. You actually need to drop this snippet here onto your wp config.php file, and if you do that, you'll be able to use PHP in here, and it will just work. Okay, so let's publish that. And if we go here now, you can see that we have a new page here, the Getting Started page, which is a submenu to the tutorials page we just created. And the cool thing about Admin Pages Pro is that on the page list, we'll actually let you know what is the relationship between different pages. So here you can see that we tell you that the Getting Started page is actually a sub-menu page of the tutorials page here. But yeah, okay, this is all great, but the true power of Admin Pages Pro comes from the fact that you can actually use your favorite page builder to add content to your admin pages. So we are going to go here to Brizy templates, and we are going to create a new template here. Maybe, yeah, we want to create a contact form to allow our customers to contact us directly. So let's publish that. And now we can go to admin pages, add new admin page. And here on the content modes, you can see that we have use Brizy template here. If you click that, you can select the template contact form here, and the edit template button is going to pop up. If you click on that, we'll actually load the Brizy editor for you, so you don't need to switch between pages to make edits to your Brizy templates. You can do that directly from Admin Pages Pro. So the thing I love about Brizy the most is how beautiful their pre-built blocks are. So we just need to find a cool contact form one, maybe this one here, so we can have our customers contact us. So let's save that. We can close it. Let's give this the name contact us. I want this to be a top level menu, contact us, and I want this to be the very last item, so I'm going to put a ridiculously large number here. This like contact us, and let's choose a icon that represents that idea. And I'm going to add a separator before the menu item, just so we can see it spaced here on the menu list. Let's publish that. Yeah, and here we have it, the contact us custom page. So if we click that, Brizy, it usually takes a refresh before it loads the template here. And here we have it. Basically, we have a custom contact form here for our customers. And you can see here that we have a weird margin, and the title of the page here. I don't really like that, so let's go to the page and remove that. If you look here at the side, you'll see that you have the option to hide the page title, to remove the page margin, and we also give you the option to hide the admin notices if you don't want those to show up. So let's save that and take a look again on our page. So now we have the page actually be full screen. Yeah, so that's when you can come up with all kinds of crazy ideas that you want to implement using Admin Pages Pro. Okay, so we covered how to add new top level pages like the tutorial one and the contact us page here, and I showed you how to add a submenu page as well, but that's not the only options that you have. If we go here to add a new page, here on the type, you see that we also have the options to replace an existing page, to replace an existing sub page, and to create a dashboard widget. So yeah, so let's see how those work. First of all, let's replace a existing page. So one of the most interesting use cases that I saw for this particular feature is that, for example, if you have a settings page like this one that you don't want your customer to access directly, you can basically replace the entire content here with custom content that you control. So maybe we don't want our customers to be able to change the URL because that's obviously going to break everything. So let's lock this page by replacing the contents. Let's go to Brizy, templates. Let's create a new template here. Settings page, publish. Now we go to Admin Pages Pro, add new page, and let's use the replace existing page. And here you see that you have, let's select the settings page here. And here you see that you have different options. You can replace all the content of the page, or you can append the content that you're going to create here to the top of the page or to the bottom of the page. So maybe you want to add some extra information on how to use the options on a given page. If that's the case, you don't really want to replace the entire page, but you can use this option to add a block explaining that page to the top of the page. Okay, so let's replace all the content, and I'm not going to use this option here. Let's call this settings, and we're going to use a Brizy template. Here we just want to display a error message, so maybe a CTA block, not sure. Yeah, let's go with that. You're not allowed to access this page. Let's change this to contact us. If you want to make changes to the settings, contact us and we'll do it for you. Okay, let's remove this and save this block. Okay, saved. Settings page. I think we are all set here. Let's save that. And if you go to the settings page now, let's click again. Okay, so we have an error message, and if your customer wants to make a change, he's going to have to contact you. Yeah, okay. And let's cover the other options. And here you can see that we also make clear which admin pages are in replace mode. So you don't have to waste a lot of time searching which admin page is doing what. So now we want to create a dashboard widget. So a dashboard widget is a block like this one. Let's create a new one. I'm not going to use a Brizy template right now, just so we can go quickly. So what can we just, let's create a block with dummy content. And here we can choose a dashboard widget. And the first thing you'll see here is that we offer you an option to convert this dashboard widget into a welcome block. I'll show you how that works in our next example. So here we can choose the position, the priority, and the slug here. Yeah, but I think we're good here. And if we go to the dashboard now, you'll see that we have a new dashboard widget here. And there's no limitations to what kind of content you can use inside the dashboard widget. So if I'm feeling really crazy and I want to place some Brizy template there, I can do that. So let's see how that looks. It's probably going to, yeah, it actually looks great. So you can use your page builder Brizy to create dashboard widgets and actually populate the dashboard with content that is actually relevant to your end customer. But let's see how the custom welcome block works. So here on the screen options, we are all familiar with the default WordPress welcome block. And this is useful because it contains a bunch of different links, but it's not really that pretty. So let's create a custom one using WP Admin Pages Pro. Let's go to Brizy, templates, and create a new template. So maybe welcome block, publish. Let's add a new. I'm sorry, guys. Welcome block here. Dashboard widget, and this time we're going to check the display as welcome box, and we can actually define if we want this box to be dismissible, like the default WordPress welcome box is, or if you want the welcome block to be always there. So let's search for a good welcome block, maybe this one. Yeah, no, let's try to find someone with something with actually links that we can point our customers to. Maybe this one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so it doesn't need to be perfect right now. Maybe this one, just because it's pretty. And maybe this is going to be create your first post. Welcome to your site, client. Let's save that one. Okay, we should be good here. Great. And if we go to the dashboard right now, okay, let's refresh that page. And here you have it. We have a custom welcome block created using Brizy. Then it's dismissible like the WordPress one, and you can use this to add links to adding new posts, or a settings page, actually guide your client to the options that they are really going to need. Okay. Yeah, but there are a couple of things that we can do to make this feel more personal. So one of the things that WP Admin Pages Pro supports is content interpolation. So you can actually access user meta on your custom content. So let's do that, because welcome to your site client doesn't really feel that personalized, I guess. So you can see here that when you have an welcome box, we're going to tag that for you. Let's edit that. Edit template. So the syntax to accessing user meta is pretty simple. You just use the double thingy. I forgot the name, sorry. And you use user, a column, and then the user meta info you want to fetch. So in this case, I want to fetch the first name of the user accessing the WordPress dashboard. So let's save that. And now if we go to the dashboard, okay, let's refresh it. You can see that it automatically replaces it with my first name here. So you can basically use that to access all the user meta info. You can also use that to access site meta. So let's try that. The syntax is pretty similar. So instead of welcome to your site, let's change your site to the actual site name, and the syntax is the same. Site, blog name. I might be wrong, but let's try that and see if it works. Okay, saved. Should replace it with my WordPress. Let's see how that goes. Let's refresh the page. And here you go. Welcome to my WordPress, Arindo. Yeah, so I think that we basically covered all the major features and how you can use WP Admin Pages Pro and Brizy to create a great customized experience to your end customer, your clients, if you're a freelancer or an agency owner. And so there's just a final question that we have to answer here is that how do we hide the admin pages option here so our customers can't really go here and delete the admin pages or things like that? So there's actually two ways to do it. First one is you go here to the screen options, uncheck the display here, and you save, and you'll see that the option, the admin pages menu is now gone. And you see that every template that we were using that is being used on a admin pages is actually hidden as well. So our clients won't be able to edit any of the templates that are being used by a admin page. But yeah, if your client likes to poke around and he decides to check this and save this, that's not ideal. So there's actually a short PHP snippet that you can add to your wp-config.php file to hide the admin pages permanently, so you don't have the risk of them bringing that back and making changes. So I think that's all. I'd love to answer some questions if you guys have any, and thanks.
Great, thank you, Arindo. And we will look at a few questions that I saw there. I know Lazar and Mike is also very impressed. So I think you had shown people tonight something they had not seen before. So definitely people are very impressed with what they've seen. Yes, many features. I'm just quickly checking there. If you guys have any questions, drop them. Bruce is also there, and if he can answer something, he will answer it for you. If it's anything about Brizy Cloud, how to duplicate your site, like Chris had mentioned, this is the wrong webinar. We're looking at WP pages for tonight, WP admin pages. Arindo, so just a few questions that we can quickly look again that we did get. There was the question on, can you actually hide the menu label, hide or remove it? Okay, your mic is mute. There you are. Yeah, you're back. We can hear you.
Okay. So I was always really resistant to the idea of allowing people to hide existing admin menus because that was not really the original idea of the plugin. The idea was to add admin pages, not remove admin pages. But I can see how it's not ideal to have two plugins, one to add content and another one to hide the pages that you don't want your customers to see. So this is a feature that we're looking into adding on our future releases. So you'll be able to hide the menu items and pages of the pages that you don't want your customers to see.
Right. I'm just curious, because I have absolutely zero coding skills or developer background, so I won't be able. But as a Brizy user, why, when we are creating the admin pages, are we using the template feature and not just go maybe and create a page and then link the page later?
I don't think there's really a reason behind it. It's easier to hide than pages. Yeah, we just went with templates for pretty much every page builder.
Okay, right. I see Rami ask a good question, and I think he's talking about pods, but it will also probably count for things like ACF and all other custom font plugins. Is it possible to have integration with those custom field plugins and pods with something like WP admin pages?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm really not familiar with pods, so I'm sorry, but for something like advanced custom fields, for example, we do have that PHP option there. So you should be able to add a simple do shortcode function call and pass the advanced custom fields shortcode and have that display inside an admin page as well. For pods, I'm not really sure how they display forms or things like that. And for user metadata, ACF, actually, you have the option to add the metadata as normal WordPress user meta. So you should be able to access those information using that little syntax that we displayed on the video to retrieve that information as well.
Right. I'm familiar with this, but if you can answer it, you can try. Pascal had asked, what's the difference between WP admin pages and dashboard switcher? Are you familiar with dashboard switcher?
Yeah, I think I saw one thing or or two about them. I think that the idea is pretty similar. The feedback that I get from customers that we have right now that came from dashboard switcher is that our solution is a bit more flexible. So you can replace admin pages, you can append content to the top or the bottom, you can create dashboard widgets, the welcome block, you can use PHP, HTML, add external links. So there are so many features that the video doesn't really cover all of them.
Right.
And we didn't even got to do like really crazy stuff using the custom CSS and the custom JavaScript options that you have. So I think that the advantage of our product is that it's so much more flexible while still being pretty simple to use.
Right. I have to say, for me, the widget builder is absolutely an amazing feature. Looking at that on the dashboard, having something is very useful. So let's, from your experience and the users that you guys have generated in the last year and so since the plugin has been released, what have you seen that people are mainly using the plugin for? What type of situations are they using it for?
We have all sorts of crazy stuff. The default use case is basically agencies and freelancers creating content to help their customers navigate the WordPress dashboard. So maybe they'll add a custom welcome block with a couple of links that are important to the user. They usually add a tutorials page with a couple of videos,
right,
covering the different features of WordPress. Yeah, that's the default use case. But we actually have people that are creating entire online courses inside the WordPress dashboard They just create like different menu items for the different sections, and then sub-menu items for the lessons. And basically, when they have to onboard a new user, they create a new WordPress user for the customer. And once that user access the dashboard, they have access to the entire course. So there's a lot of interesting use cases out there.
Right. So just you were talking about the users, and I remember we were looking when you are creating the new page, you have access or you have control over the roles that are allowed to access that. So let's look at two questions here. If you set up one new page, let's say for an editor, will that page display if an admin is, if somebody else logs in just like a subscriber, or do you have control? Will that be visible depending on your role, or will it? How will that work?
Yeah, it will just appear for the roles that you actually check. So if you just check editor, just users with the role editor will be able to see that page. You as an admin or a subscriber will not be able to see that page. And,
right.
and that's actually how you can create different pages for the same thing and have different content depending on the user role.
Right. And will this also be those? I saw there, for example, one of the roles were shop manager, but I didn't see WooCommerce or something like that installed. So if I use a plugin like a custom role manager, creating custom roles, will that reflect within in the WP admin pages?
Yeah, we just use the list of roles registered in WordPress. So if you install something like WooCommerce, all of the custom WooCommerce roles will show up, and yeah.
Right. So, Arindo, it's always very great if we have developers here. We can ask them very clear questions. And Rami is asking, can we license WP admin pages for use in premium themes sold on Envato, for example?
Yeah, I don't really think that any of our current licenses would support that. But yeah, if you have a cool idea that you want to use WP Admin Pages Pro inside, just send me an email and we can discuss, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think we've covered a lot of questions here. So thank you very much, Arindo. This was very insightful. And like I said, it's always great to see a plugin with new ideas and the way you guys are thinking. Just off the bat, what's in the future for the plugin, and what are you guys maybe looking at for the future?
Yeah, so on the short term, we're planning to add an option to replace the WordPress login screen. So you'll actually be able to replace the login screen with a custom page or page builder template. If you wish to do that, we are always looking for new content sources. So new ways of creating the content that is going to be displayed. Yeah, and yeah.
All right, great. That's guys, yeah, that was absolutely very engaging, and thanks also for your comments. We had a smaller group tonight, which I actually like because it means we can really get to all of you. That brings us then to the end of tonight. And as usual, we have a few perks for those of you who stick around and registered. And like always, we will send out an email tomorrow. So a few things. And I think the first one, Arindo, wait, before we get there, let me quickly remind you then of the Brizy Pro lifetime licenses for the WP plugin. We have set the countdown clock at 1,000 licenses remaining at the current price, which is $299. That's important to understand. Once we reach that zero, it doesn't mean there will never be a lifetime or lifetime license, but the price is quite different. It's going to be increased as new features are added and more values added for that. So go to brizy.io if you're not a pro lifetime license holder and you are interested. This is the last 899 licenses at the current price going for that. Right. So Arindo, let's talk about that we are giving away tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we are offering a 15% off discount on WP Admin Pages Pro. That's actually valid for all of our licenses. So the single site, the unlimited sites, the lifetime license. It's good for the next 10 days. And we would really love to get you guys to our little community.
So make use of that. That discount code will be within the next day or so. And once you get that code, there will be an expiration date of 10 days. So go check out. We did give you the email address earlier, wpadminpagespro.com. You can have a look tonight. And once you get the code, you can make that decision. There is also a lifetime license available at a very good price. So if you use your discount code, it is something that can be valuable, especially if you are working with client sites. Then from our side, we are giving also a 15% discount on Brizy Pro. And Chris is here, so he can stand testimony to what I'm saying. This is only for our licenses. This is not for the limited lifetime deal. So the 15% discount on Brizy Pro that you will be receiving in the email, that is only for the licenses, not for the limited Brizy Pro limited deal. So you can be expecting that email within a very short time. Great. So we come to the end, and thank you from our side. Arindo, it was great having you here. Good luck with your Spanish study, and get well soon. He's actually not feeling well, so you should go get yourself checked out, and thank you for coming here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really enjoyed our conversation today.
Right, great. And thank you, guys. Have a great Thursday and Friday. And then have a good weekend from me over here in Ethiopia. Have a great night. Have a great day. See you in the